Today we're going to be playing some Blaze of Glory Warriors to try out the buffs to Iced and to Yalmar. So Yalmar we could try out in Golden Necker, but I thought we'd go with the pure warrior deck here to try out the buff to Iced. So Iced gained a power, makes him a little bit harder to remove, specifically with King Brand in round 3 because he goes to 7. So you usually get his Bloodthirst. That's deployability. You don't get his Bloodthirst very often, I should say here, is you don't usually get this, so often you have to do is get a discard effect, right? Because you're going to do the Blaze of Glory for the first trigger. Then if he survives a turn, you can do a discard. Either your tier discard can trigger him, a Coral Order or something can trigger him too, if that second one. So we want to see if we can stick around the extra power. Then Yalmar also gained a power, giving him a little bit higher of a floor, so it was a little bit better overall. We want to try this out in a warrior deck. So we're playing this Blaze of Glory, makes the most sense with Ice. Play Mask and Discard package. Synergizes with Ice, synergizes with Tier. We are going to run Tier in this one, even though we're not playing raids. He did take a Provision nerf, which hurts us a tiny bit here, but it's okay. They're playing a Herald. We're going to run double Greatswords, so Herald Revive Greatsword is good. Also, the Herald Pings are good because they're playing Alula, and just overall, he's pretty solid. You could bump him up to a Fuchsia by cutting one of the Greatswords to a 4. I think that's also okay. Then there's the Ice with King Brand for the extra Veteran. The Yalmar. The reason I like the 2 Greatswords, by the way, is because with the Yalmar banishing and with like Tier and such, I think we might need the second one. And with Discard package, there's a pretty good chance you can mess your like deck up by drawing into it. You can always send a Invader for your leader ability, but with only 1 Greatsword, it's a pretty good chance your draws will pull it into your hand. And then if you need it, you can't really have it. If you know what I mean. We have Alula. She's really good synergies. I debated playing Squirtle. I just couldn't fit the Squirtle in a way that made me happy. It is Devotion already, so he very easily fits in the deck. Devotion-wise, but provisions-wise, I had trouble fitting him without cutting anything here. You could go 1 Greatsword and then fit him that way, but I wasn't the biggest fan of that. I think I like Alula a little bit better. We already have so much damage, I don't think he is necessary. But he's a good card, still. Burna, Coral, Morkvarg, you know them all here. We're going to play the Jenga Fret here. Now, I like having him as an option. You're almost always going to have a damaged enemy if you've been playing around a little bit. This just doesn't work as a lock at the start of a round, which is okay, I think. But since you have so much pure damage, I found that having the Jenga Fret is just really useful for locking things like, again, Shield Wall. Their Dandelion, they put a shield on it. Well, then all of a sudden it's really hard to deal with. Things like that. Things like Arnagod, where they have a ton of armor. It's hard to deal with. Just having the Jenga Fret I found very useful. Then we have the Drake, the 2 War of Clans. We are in Devotion. War of Clans is good. Just really good on things like Invader. We are playing a couple of their bronzes that are good, especially if we have the Alula out. The Fuchsia, by the way, if you're going to run her, does let you replay the Alula, which is really good, but I think I prefer the 2 provisions here, unlike the Jenga Fret and such. Then we have the 2 Scalds for discard, 2 Invaders, 2 Marauders. We're playing the Alula, so I like having the Marauders. There's plenty of warrior choices to go with, though. It's also pretty decent. It's just the value. The 2 Skirmisher for discard and 2 Brock for warriors. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. Should be pretty straightforward, pure warrior deck. The main considerations are if you want to play Fuchsia, if you want to play something like that. If you want to run like 1 less Greatsword, if you want to run some more 5 prisons here, like you could do a Border Chase, a couple Pirates if you felt like you need more thinning instead of discard package. But we're going to go with this and see how it turns out. Should have some fun with it. I always like just your warrior decks. Gangstau? Another player playing a Blaze of Glory. He's going first. Could be Renfri, could be Warriors, could be Crows, could be a lot of stuff. Doesn't have to be the same deck we're playing. We have 2 Skirmishers and no way to discard them, which means our round 1 hand's very awkward. Based on the scroll, I'm going Renfri, but we'll see. Should be a Crow Mother, right? For Crows. If it's Crows, it's going to be Crow Mother. So it's Renfri because he's sending the Iris. Yep, we were correct. Draw the Renfri, come on. Classic. True classic deck here. One of my favorites. Let's just get Drake going. I like boosting Invader more than Greatsword because we tend to banish Greatsword for Yalmar. So the extra points on it don't matter as much as this getting more points, so we can double up on tier. potentially, and this comes back with War of Clans, so if it works, we get more total value. Like leader Renfri, we're going to go gang first. What are we doing? He should win round 1 because he's going to slam tempo on us, and we don't have the discard package tempo. So he should win this round. He's going to squirrel us. You know, that's not the worst thing. It wouldn't be the worst thing if we had a discard in our hand, but we don't, so it is pretty bad. It's annoying. Let's play this. We might get his leader on it. If not, we're going to try and get some value off this Brockfire Warrior coming up. If we do get his leader, we're going to pass. Yep, there's Coral. I discard the Morkvarg, just have everything. Skirmisher. Okay. Really wish we had a discard. Yeah, and he's going to leader, so we get the leader here. Leader's the Morkvarg. Yep. Typical Renfri move. And we'll just drop this, squeeze something to War of Clans, potentially. He's going to drop the Renfri. Yep, there's the Renfri. And he wants us to pass because this carries over with cooldown, ideally for him. That's the second best one. Cooldown probably would have been the best in most games, but I guess we're not playing many engines. So he wins this here. We do need to find our discards, but if we do get them, we should have enough tempo to survive his round 2 push. If we don't get the discards, we're just probably going to lose. We can't afford to put these back because we have to cycle. There's one, that's good. That might cost us this game here. Annoying thing is, here's something that's actually annoying. This tier took a 1 power nerf to the Form 1, which made no sense to me, but it means that it's in range of Renfri. So that's great. I think we have to cycle first to see what we're going to draw into for this round. There's the Great Sword. It's going to be hard to utilize that. We probably have to ice this round. But we can only justify that if it gets us up a card. Which it probably won't because he has the Renfri. We'll see here. We have to play this early because we really do want this to resolve. And it gets a free point off of the Berserker. Gregory probably locks this though if he has it. Interesting. Doesn't have it. That's good value for us then. Even hit it for us. And we get a pass out of him. How do we feel about War of Clans into Brockvar? So Brockvar hits 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's plenty. Greatsword actually did a lot of value for us here. He has Last Say, he has his Destroy, but we do actually have potential here. If we can draw into our Coral Burna, we should be fine. Just have to be careful about leadering before we get the Greatsword. Well, leadering before we have to be careful about drawing before the leader, so we don't draw into our Greatsword. Don't think Jenga does anything. Guess we can always send... He is. I guess we can risk a redraw here. Okay. Do want a leader before doing that. We just begin with a tier. I think we begin with a tier. He's going to have a way to do 1 damage to it and then leader. But if we make him use that early, that's probably good. This can trigger a discard. Get our greatsword. Discard the Morkvarg. Definitely dies. Geralt or something gets it. Or one ping in his leader. Haven't seen a Dregere yet. It's probably in there too. Yep, he's gonna hit it and leader it. We do get the leader gone though. Has some potential. We'll bring back our greatsword right now, I think. Oh, we put the greatsword in our hand. We can't bring it back, obviously. What are we talking about? We have the leader first. The ordering here is just a bit awkward. We probably don't need to send... It's probably fine if we send invaders. We can go with a coral draw, I think. Okay, so we just can't do the other one. So we can't hit the greatsword. I guess we can send Jenga. We iced this turn. I think we can either ice this turn or we can go Yalmar this turn. Yalmar or iced. Both are good. If we iced leader, we could then next turn do a Scald to discard Invader, bring it back. That's potential. Has potential. We can also do Herald sooner. So I like that for that reason.
Skellige and Center shall stand ever together.
Let's see if he kills the iced. Nope, there's the Alula. Would I rather kill Alula or develop? I think I'd rather kill the Alula. Got an 8, right? We do not. Fascinating. Guess we do a discard here.
Don't you pester me.
With Coral out, that's good. Now we'll have the 8 to kill Alula. Second ice trigger there. We're gonna take a bunch of damage from the Alula here. Hope there's no like random Hemdall or something. Yeah, it's just a couple points, that's okay.
What? This? Scratch.
So we have to kill that here, definitely have to kill it. So we'll do that with you. You know what, let's banish Alula to kill Alula. Keep spinning. We have a huge point lead right now, but it is Renfri. Go Burna next. She's only... Well, Burna's just discarding the 2 cards she draws. So I guess we do Cripple next. Bringing this back. Is discarding any of these useful? No.
Let's not get in the way of me axe.
I mean by useful is if we discard these, would we play them back with Heralds? No, because they're the same. I guess we do this in case he kills Coral. We do this first.
We shall do it my way.
The lock could be useful. War of Clans is a good card, but I think the brand plays for slightly more. The brand plays for slightly more. He's going to have a Geralt to kill this, so the question is, do we have enough points to survive the Geralt before that happens? Bear with your time.
Last words.
It's going to be close.
All that dancing around. It's not for me.
So we want that to transform so we don't put damage into it.
To arms, all of yous.
There's his Burna. Bends to 0. Hopefully there's no more skirmishers. His Coral fires damage at us. I think we might barely win this. You just get the 4 carryover. But if he Geralt's this, our last 2 cards, he goes +7. 3 from the Geralt and 4 from this. So we have to be 8 up before the last card. I think we can do that. Yeah, we're 10 up. Then we get the 1 ping. This is Geralt. We should win by like 4 or 5. By 3. Okay, yeah, because the Geralt's +1. Do win by 3. Forgot about that 1 point. Otherwise, we got all that basically correct. So that's... I don't know how to say that name, so we're going to go with Golden Necker. Shield Wall is going to be very annoying. Hopefully we go first. Okay. Whenever they go first, they have Crystal Skull on Griffin Witcher. It's such a big advantage, just because of how obnoxious that is to deal with. Do have a couple here. Actually, Silver, discard fodder, and we've got 1 Scald. Love to see a Coral here. That'd be amazing. We always Drake it before draw, so get that going. He's just gonna muzzle it. So it's not Golden Necker Shield Wall. That doesn't help. Interesting. Doesn't do anything for him to have it unmuzzled. I'm surprised he did that. I think Alula makes sense here. To one of these. I like usually keeping the Morkvarg depending on it. Because here, if we don't go for full thinning here, which we might not, right? We have 1 more discard. The Morkvarg is worth more points later, and in a really bad situation, you can send it off of leader if you have to put it back in your deck. So I'm doing the Skirmisher first. If we were worried about tempo, we'd do the Morkvarg first. But here this is good because we've got the Marauder and the Brockvar. And he has to respect this because he could lose his Dandelion. It's a lock. Alright, we're just doing all the locks here, I guess. It's decent value still. Not too sure what this is. I suppose it could be literally still. Could just be Pure Engines Erland. Not Pure Engine, could be like Erland Shoop. It's possible. We'll see. And he passes on 8. Okay. That's really weird. Maybe it's literally and he wants the extra redraw because he can't keep going. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe he's going for the achievement. Well, actually, I think the achievement's pass on 10 round 1, isn't it? I don't remember. We have burn-ups to double discards, so that's good. 2 Skulls we don't need, but it will cycle our deck if we want to. Without Coral, they're not quite as good. We'll put 1 back. Didn't want to draw a Great Sword. It's fine. We'll go with the 1 Scald here and just hope it doesn't draw the second Great Sword. Some points out here on the board. Okay, we're doing something stupid. Problem with him is we can get through stupid stuff fairly easily with leader. So remove that shield. He might reshield it. We have... So it's not anything with shoot. Is it a shield wall deck? We doing something with mages? That is a spell. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Some stupid mages. Okay. Some silly mage shenanigans. We're gonna actually have to do some really obnoxious things here. Because of the shield being so annoying. Like, I don't think we can kill this Leticia without just committing a leader instantly. But he's just going to keep shielding it every turn. The Donamir, I mean.
Carefully, lest this
Yeah, he's going to do it again.
be your last.
So I actually think we can get through Leticia. I guess we can force him to his last leader.
Look closely, kiddos, on thy courageous mother.
Then maybe we can kill it. This is actually quite bad. Please don't make a student. He's probably gonna get a student. This is what, at 5, so you make one off of this too. If he gets both students here and clicks Leticia, that'll be very sad. Okay, there's Banard.
Do you see that? Anything alive would be dead now. Killer spell.
Don't get both students, please. Okay. So he didn't go for this. So do we have 8 damage we can do? We can do 7, so we could leader. Things we can't iced leader, because then this doesn't die. We don't have iced either. So we have the leader plus Yalmar. I think it's worth it. Yeah, it's probably worth it just to stop this. The Greatsword is more potentially useful than the Alula because we can't bring her back, but there's a chance we might want to bring back the Greatsword. So we banish her instead. If he used his last shield there, by the way, we were in real trouble because we couldn't get rid of his Donmir anymore. We had no pings for it.
How did I fare, Mr. Satisha? Well this time, yes?
Do remember he's on even here because he passed on 8. Is this a 6? Was this Orb? Last Wish is a spell, I think. I think those are the 2 he's got. Samelforged Tremors, I guess, exists. Oh, Dead Man's Tongue's a 6 now. That's good for him. That's a potential value in thinning. I didn't think about that one. Too bad Jenga can't lock here because we don't have ping damage. If we pass... I want to do this first before we pass. We did leader, which is potentially value for him. This is good because you go this into this.
Let's not get in the way of my axe.
We don't want him to be able to pass and go up to 4 on these.
Wager I can cast from with me foot.
So he has to play a card. 2, he plays a card. 3, he goes again 4, so it's going to get to 4. Potential to lock, though. Ah, that's not good. We wanted to hit something. We just hit 2 shields. One to lock the ranged student so it couldn't go to 4, so we wouldn't have the Alumni Zeal. But if we go to round 3 like this, I think he actually probably wins. I guess we have tier. It says half the pass turn here. I guess we do have double last say, so we can go... We can end with like tier into discard. Or tier into... I guess nothing brings back, right? But I used all of our bringbacks, except for... Yeah, no, we have Herald, so we can go tier into Herald. Last 2 cards. And guarantee a double value. That should be enough. He doesn't have that much built up on his orders. Should casting contest the ranged one again if he has it. Yeah, because that gets him a couple more points on the Alumni orders. Only 5 though. I think we're okay. I was being serious earlier. If he used that last leader charge on the Donamir, we don't have any damage to get through and kill the Leticia anymore. And I think we would actually lose that game. Do I think Jenga will get to go off? No, I don't think this will work. It's decent off of the ice, but I don't think it will get to trigger it. There's the shanty.
I'm a medic. I tend to know what
The
I'm
day
doing
is
when
nigh
I
when
decide
all
something.
shall behold my beauty.
So we coral. We never drew tier here is a problem, so we have to cycle first.
I can do a great deal more for you.
We have to keep this because we need to find tier. I mean, if tier's the bottom card, he's the bottom card. Do have a lock here. So I think what we have to do is go iced so we can trigger the discard from this and then draw the tier. It's not great though. Yeah, if tier's the bottom card, he'll win the game.
With a fire spell.
That's 4, it's 5. Alumni now lets him kill iced. Discard Bran. We need the ice to go off, so we have to lock the one with the damage. We'll normally hear the boost one's better to lock. Ice has to be next turn, though. Yeah, it's so much value he's getting here. So we discard Bran, so we get it, and just hope we draw the tier, basically. Because the ice will go off twice if this works. Okay, he's gonna get more points.
They do not fall! Why do they not fall?
The iced points and tier, like, tier's what we need here. Nope, tier's the bottom card. That should be a GG then.
For me.
Doesn't like practice into order. Teleport into order, fine. Yeah, he should win. No, maybe not. This cripple's not bad. We can cripple into Greatsword. It's close. Cripple into Greatsword is the thing, though. It's our most points. Oh yeah, we have enough. We have enough. We'll hit twice. They'll hit twice. Then this goes up to 11. Okay, very close one there. GG. The fact that tier was our bottom card almost lost us that game, but thankfully we didn't lose. We were such a good... Gauze something. Handbuff Renfri. What's with all the Renfris this season, by the way? Is it just the start of the season where you're sucked down with all the Renfri players? Is that what's going on? This is okay hand here. Put one of those back. We want to sign it with Drag. Put one of these back too. We don't need it quite yet. Don't want to be stuck with 2 in round 1. As always against Handbuff, plan is win round 1, lead round 2, short round 3 win. After bleeding out their buffed cards round 2. There's Ciaran. No surprises there. I wish we had a Lula. Oh, we do have a Lula. That's good. The Lula should help secure this round. So he locked the Drake. We now have a lot of damage. Access to removal we wouldn't have otherwise. This is a good amount of value. It's pretty good. We have her order, which lets us kill something like the Dunka. Also, considering he didn't Farseer, he doesn't have Farseer, or it's Golden Necker. You can't hand buff Golden Necker. I assumed it's Renfri because 80% of the time it's Renfri. As much as the Drake gets us... Now, the blocking the Drake's worse for us, for sure. Okay, so it's Golden Necker. The question is that going to be the lovely sticky situation? And if it is, can we deal with it? I think we can if it is. Okay, it doesn't... Usually I don't play it anyway. Usually the Handbuff card. Well, I guess sticky situation is the Handbuff card. So I was curious if we were trying to win the round with it. Good Ulula value there. There's the Smuggler. Can't quite kill it unless this draws into Coral. So I guess we should try to do that. Didn't expect it to. I guess we can kill it if we go War of Clans. Probably worth. Serpent Trap, that's fine. We removed his Handbuff engine. Now we know there's no Serpent Trap anymore. I guess he could Yorvith, but I highly doubt he's running that. Actually, he might for the Handbuff. It could be a consideration. We do have a good lead here. Be hard for him to keep going without Golden Necker. But the thing with Golden Necker is it is a lot of tempo, which is something these decks do want round one. They want that tempo. Will he be able to do it, though? It's pretty RNG what you get. So we do get the round, which is great. And we just want to draw into like Morkvarg, Skirmisher, Coral type of stuff. And then do some pressure. The Great Sword back. There's Skirmisher, that's good. There's Morkvarg, that's great. The only thing we're missing here is the Coral. And then this round we want to apply some pressure, get rid of the Golden Necker, and then make all of his hand buffs go away. If we go short round 3 without him having hand buffs, we can do it, especially if we have leader or tier, because he will have trouble with Tall Punish, I believe. That will be our plan. I guess, yeah, we start this because there's a chance it draws the, there's a chance it draws the Coral and we get more Burna value. Sometimes rewarded for thinking. Sometimes rewarded. There's the Dunka. We can kill her immediately or try and get Coral. If we kill her immediately with Yalmar, what does that benefit us? I guess we could kill that with War of Clans after the Coral value, potentially. We don't have Brockfire, though. It's more RNG. I like the Coral development, though, I think, a little bit better.
And the end.
There's always the chance that Burnout double hits it. He's just going to use the order now to kill the Coral. Okay, sure. Into the 3 damage one. Yep, Circle of Life. But the Dunka order has been used. We did force that, so that's not bad. We still Burna here. Let's discard this. And this. Brockfire is technically one more point. We should be able to find that based on the current board here. If he hand buffs a whole bunch of stuff, it'll be harder to get. But I think we can do it. It's already worth just as much. Oh, he's playing Boar. I think we just lock the Boar. Lock that. We've got a full value Brockfire Warrior. War plans for decent value here, especially on this. That's pretty good. 10-point War of Clans is decent. Melina doesn't do anything for us. Or to us. It doesn't do anything for him either. I do think we threatened some damage on it, though. I should have pinged this. But we can always hit it with a Yalmar on Olula. So we can hit it at 7, so I'm not too concerned. The chance he sets up a Brayhen is like one of his tall punishes. Chance he has like a couple. I guess he could have like a crushing trap or something. Maybe Teruviel after her buff he's playing, but I don't see how we have a Deadeye. There's the Ithleen. Obviously here we just have to keep going because that's what we do against these decks. Force out the hand buffed cards. Like I said, if we force out all the hand buffs and then have a tier round 3, we should be fine. Tier leader. Do I care about pinging Melina? 3 out of 5? Well, it's a 1 out of 5 3 times. That's 1 out of 5. It's like about a 50% chance we hit her. Depending on if we hit this and kill it or not. It's only 1 point less. I think we'll do it. So I don't really want to have a Brayhen looming over us, potentially. Now we just bleed everything here. King Brayhen, we just play. He gets all of his value on setup anyway.
The only good human is a dead human.
The Ida? Oh, Purify Boar's good for him. I guess we kill the boar. It only needs 5 damage. We'll banish the Drake for that.
Who wants to taste Skellige steel?
Oh, we should have banished something else. We get an extra point on King Bran. That was a mistake. Should have banished, like, Coral to get an extra point King Bran. Whoops. Sheldon is scary if we decide to go for tier with carryover, which is why we won't do that. We'll just play King Bran here. I'll see Sheldon's first, in which case it could work. He just plays Purify. And to be honest, we don't really need tier round 3 if we have Leader Iced. And we should have Leader Iced.
Step forward and let us settle this.
Set a bad table.
The only way we don't get Leader Iced is if... Yeah, there's a chance we don't. If he's bottom card, and then we shuffle things on top of him, this won't draw it. It's a 50-50. Because if he's bottom card, we can discard one of these with the leader. This has a 50% chance to draw. Then again, like, if he's the bottom card of our deck, we only have a 50% chance to get him.
We are the eyes of
Oh,
dark.
he gets last say with that. That is something for him. Do we just bleed another card here? Would I rather have Resilience playing for 11? Or would I rather have no Resilience but playing for 20? The Resilience plays into tier, or into Sheldon more. But Sheldon does it either way, right? Because it'll just be big enough. Could just play Torque, keep Sheldon, we go tier. Do we have to go tier? We don't. Let's bring back. We've got potential. Keeps his 2 cards here. But I think I'd rather have the tier. Tier round 3 I think is a little bit better. We can trade it with him, but our card's a 15 for vision card. His is gonna be like an 8 or 9. Sure, it's got a bunch of buffs on it, but we have really high ceiling on tier if we draw into Herald, which we already did. So one of those goes back in the deck. There's Iced. Should be set here. Do we want Scald? I don't. Well, Scald can trigger Iced. Can also draw the Greatsword. He has 2 buffed cards, so he's probably pretty happy. He's got Last Say too. Last Say, Sheldon.
At your age, at
Yep, there's the
26,
hand
you
buffs.
behave like you were barely one.
So it's not even Golden Necker, it's just non-Renfri hand buff. Huh, that changes how we were playing this then. That's the first card that could be outside of Golden Necker range as well the entire game. So he got us with that.
May your sword and arm be one.
Very sneaky. We have potential to lose this now. Real potential. So I think we iced. We iced first, so the tier discard brings itself back. I do think we want to kill the Whisperer. But we're wasting a lot of excess damage if we do that, though. But what's the chance? It's not excess damage if he has 2 specials in hand. So I suppose it's actually probably fine. So we do this. We tier. Yes, we'll do this.
No retreat, not
Send the
one
Great Sword.
step.
So we have the high roll as well next turn if we want it. So we can go this into this discard. We won't do that because we'll tier for we'll tier because we want to have tier out when this goes off. But the tier discard will bring this back at least. There's the Sheldon.
Maldito as melons. You're one dead stunned of
So it's not Golden Necker, so he actually has Tall Punish then. It's very surprising. Sometimes just playing off meta confuses your opponent. That's what he's doing here. He is confusing us.
We'll build up Skellige with our bare hands.
That being said, if you can't kill this tier, we get the extra value off of Herald, and it's really good. But I imagine you can kill it. Ooh, that's a small lag glace.
Lie still. You've not yet
Very small. So we get the extra tier value here, which is amazing.
To arms, all of yous.
You're so like
That should hopefully be enough. I mean, he does have a Torque and 1 random card. So the Torque I'm not concerned about. The other cards what I'm concerned about. It's a good last say Heat Wave us. If he's got Heat Wave Torque, he does win, I think. But it's just a Lacerate. Okay. I see. It's Simloss double Lacerate. Now everything makes sense. Now it all makes sense. It's Simloss double Lacerate. Play around Brayhen.
worry not. We'll tend your
Okay, gotcha. Simloss double Lacerate, but with the hand buff package. There's the Torque. Interesting. GG. Do take that one. Interesting, though, that he's doing that. Very interesting. Ram 4 Aga or something? Some fruits. At least it's not a Renfri deck. I'm going to cut them out, guys, but we've played 5 Renfri games in a row before this. So it's one of the longest recordings for a video I've done in a while, because no one watches those. So just remove them from the video, so no one sticks around to see those. We'll keep like 1 or maybe 2 in, but I'm not putting all 5 in a row in. There's no variety to it. Like, people don't want to see the same deck over and over. What do we want to do here? 2 discard fodders, 1 discard That's not great. Save that for later. Golden Necker Fruits is completely dead, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. Don't worry about bleeding a Golden Necker. It's unplayable. So it's going to be standard fruits. There's the Griffin. He went first, which is really good for him. Is there any way to play around Lord Riptide? No, so we just open this.
want a life of peace in fucking Skellige.
We're really looking for her value here, so I think we have to keep our discard tempo, potentially for round 2. Yep. This deck's so tempo-based, I think we just have to keep our discards for round 2. Tempo reasons. As much as normally you'd want to thin here.
The gaps are with us.
Perfect opening from him so far, other than having to Oniromancy the Riptide.
Hey, listen here. Listen well.
We'll keep the Morkvar because it's more tempo round 2. Now we pass as soon as he plays his card here. Hopefully the Mamuna opener doesn't just 2-0 us. I had hope for Alula, because if we keep Alula out, we can do like the Marauder does bonus damage, then we can go look for some warriors that do damage. I also wanted her to... I wanted him, if he had the Riptide, to use it on the Alula, because it gives us a chance for like Ice to live for its second ability round 2 or something like that. Or Tear, potentially. No Coral. Still, that's a bit annoying. Probably have the leader here, because he's just going to open Mamuna Griffin. Doesn't mess it up round 2, or round 3. Then that gets the Erendite boost, and then we're really far behind. Still go Drake first. I think we do. We're never getting last say here unless we leader this round. But leadering to get last say I think's worth it if we can get a really big Greatsword. So we might send Greatsword over Skirmisher. Normally send the Skirmisher. I guess he just throws the Mamuna. Gives you the 17 Erendite. Oh, he's got the Griffin. It means the Mamuna can't do Griffin. Interesting. We definitely do this here then. Do we have War of Clans in hand? Actually, there's a good chance we draw War of Clans. Let's do this. Oops, I guess we have to hit show first. I like doing this. I thought about doing the Greatsword, but the truth is, with this much draw, there's a good chance if we only have one Greatsword in the deck, we'd draw it. And I want to, if we draw into War of Clans, have a potential big invader we can use. As good as Erendite Finisher is, we can just sit on Ice Leader if we need to for round 3. That's a very deadly round 3 still. So what, 7 plus 13, 20 plus up to 13 damage. It's really strong. He's probably going to try and force it out of us. So we can't let him do that without us gaining a card advantage out of it. And the card advantage could be something really big for tier. Would be ideal. We will cycle here if we want to use the Scald. Oh, he's going to use the first order here in Erendite. Sure. Let's do our Scald cycle.
Don't you pester me.
Great. We don't get any advantage. We'd be on even with Coral, or not Coral, with Morkvarg, but I'd rather have that burst of a little bit extra tempo on the Morkvarg later. Because if he plays here, we go Coral Burna, we should be okay. Just the Megascope. Now we go Coral Burna. Obviously not in the same turn.
And the end.
It's great that we haven't drawn any of the Great Swords yet, by the way. Because it means we're very unlikely to get 2 in one draw of Burna. Should be a concern. It's not the end of the world, because if he does all in us, we can always send a Jenga. Wonder how far he's going to push this. He could Mamuna right now if he's scared. Of our round 3, I mean. But the Mamuna... I think we're fine. Because tier round 3 with last say, it should be enough. Okay there. That's a risky card. If we just leader that, it's so many points. Because we do have double Greatsword. So if we leader it, it pulls the other Greatsword. That's such a tempting thing to do. Otherwise, I'd pull that. It's not worth it, though. We should just still Burna, I believe. Well, let's think. Burna plays for 6 plus 4 damage. I think we Burna, because we discard one Greatsword. We discard one Greatsword. We can banish it with Yalmar to kill instead of leadering, and then pulls the other greatsword, which I think is better. This doesn't give us last say, but if we keep leader instead of that, it's fine. Because if he plays here, we greatsword, and it's... The Yalmar here is insane. Right, because we do 12 damage, and we summon 12 out of our deck. It's crazy.
A witch's best friend is a pig. No
And we just do that. Boom, Yalmar, banish the 12. Give me another greatsword Goliath. Thank you very much. We'll take that. Now, leader has to be on Jenga, but I think that's okay. In exchange for this tempo swing here we got. I think he's going to feel like he has the Mamuna. But if he feels like he has the Mamuna, we're good with the leader ice, because then we have tier last say. I'm probably something big enough to win. It would be a great sword. There's the Jotun. Okay. Can't quite get out of this yet. War of Clans is decent. Question is, are we going to have to play the tier this round? I think if we can keep tier, the Mamuna is better than Iced Leader. Is that 7? 7. It's similar. It's similar to Iced Leader. Tier has a lot of potential round 3. We have a big reset here. Let's just play this. I think we damage this in case we decide we want to go for a tier on it. I guess we would want to do the one ping there, but it's fine. Let's see what he wants to do. Because there's no way to get this down to range of an Blaze of Glory next turn. I'll throw a Heat Wave on our Great Sword. Messes with tier. It's annoying. I think we iced. Yeah, I think we iced leader. Well, can we get away without doing it? There's no way for him to actually win 2-0 because we have tier on Jotun. So I guess how we lose is he has Mamuna. He can do it on Fiend. You'd have to play the Fiend though, so that's not good. It'd be Necker Warrior. No, I think we don't have to do that yet. I think we can just go Bran. We go to 45, he goes to 44. Just play the Bran. Take it a little slow. I'm not concerned. Their hand's very, very strong. He could bleed us here, but... Toad Prince? So what's the card we play in this situation? I like keeping the combo of tier Herald to round 3. He Herald and Erendited, so he can Erendite the Iced, but then he loses the value potentially. Oh, he gets it. He gets the extra points that way. I think we Iced leader.
No retreat, not one step.
He'll be pretty happy about this, I think. Hopefully this is... Well, we know this is Oniromancy, right? This one? So we could go for the Mamuna. I'm pretty sure it's Oniromancy. Here, Herald. Nothing else is good though. Well, actually, that's not true. War of Clans is pretty good. So he's gonna do Fiend Mamuna. It's pretty solid. But if we can present our threat before he does that, he misses the extra points on Erendite. War of Clans is definitely better than one of these. So we tier first, because he loses the Erendite points if he has it. I think he would have to Erendite to kill it because he's already done Heatwave Riptide. So I think we just Don't think too much about this. Just go tier. Brockbar's going to have trouble finding value here. But if he doesn't Erendite this right away, we have so much value. He should just Erendite it. I guess he gets the points on the fruit, but the fruit doesn't thrive, so we'll see. He should just Erendite with the fruit leader. Like, leader, click Erendite. I think it's like 14 right now, the Erendite. Maybe, no, it's probably 13. It's probably 13. We should do that. We do have last say on our big guy. Ooh, that's an Erendite. Looked like the ethereal there for a second. The Heat Wave with the Great Swords. We can't bring it back. Means our best card to bring back is the Invader. It's fine.
Up and at 'em, you lazy bastards! You'll sleep when you're dead.
Resist the Jarl's will, and that's how we'll end you.
This essentially matches Mamuna. It's like 3-point difference or something like that. Oh, there's the ethereal. We have Rock for Warriors, so we can kill it, so that's not too big a deal. We're not taking the 50-50. But we should be good, because as long as we have a decent point lead, this will catch up enough to the Mamuna. What is his card that's not the Mamuna is the question. It's just, oh, he drew the Fiend. Feels bad. It has to be Mamuna. Necker Warrior. We should be good then.
Ario's been chosen.
Should be
Don't
good.
speak to him.
This is the Oniromancy, right? Because he hasn't played the second one, I don't think. No, it's just the Mamuna. He played it round 2 for the Heat Wave, I guess, or something. But, I mean, he knows that's not enough.
Your
GG.
skull'll make a fine temper.
There you go, guys. Some Skellige Warriors. I do like the extra power on Iced. I think it's more impactful than you think at first when playing with Bran in particular, because he goes to 7. So it's pretty hard to remove him to get that. You get that second ability trigger on him off. I should just call it the second counter, because that's what it is. The second. Oh, it's not. Yeah, it is counter. The second counter off is really good. And I like Hjalmar's buff to 1. I don't think that's as noticeable in this deck. It's probably better for the Golden Necker decks to play him, but it's not bad here. And overall, I do like what we came up with. I think the ice buff is pretty nice. Tier getting nerfed. Whatever, people can't handle Highland Warlord being 6 for some... I'll stop talking. For some reason. Let's censor that out. But yeah, people can't handle Highland Warlord being 6, so we nerfed Tier instead. Which limits the deck building of the non-Raid Warrior decks that are not the meta deck, which is the opposite of what the point of balancing is. But anyway, we do have a lot of fun with this deck, I think. I think the discard package, it's not perfect, but unlike, for example, Raid Warriors, where you really have to go early with the Highland Warlords, so if you don't draw your thinning or your... Like if you're, for example, if you're playing discard Highland Warlord and you don't get them early, it's a big problem because your raids are all less. Here, it doesn't matter. We can do the tempo round 2 or 3 if we survive. But we should have enough tools to survive and get there. So I like that. Overall, I do enjoy the deck. I think the second Greatsword, the considerations before I went into this, right, are Jenga, second Greatsword are the ones I'm really thinking about. As far as the rest, I think it's all good. Alula, you could swap out. I like her. I think Alula for Skjordal, Jenga, and second Greatsword are the cards under consideration here, for me at least. You can go minus Alula, minus, I guess War of Clans you cut one too, minus Drake and go Skjordal into 5. It'd probably be the Pirate guy. So that's 6. So that's 4. Excellent mouse accuracy. Don't ask how we play MOBAs. On Crate Raiders. Yeah, that's the one. I think you could go Skjordal on Crate Raider instead of Alula and Jenga if you think you don't need the lock. I think it's perfectly valid. It can be a bit annoying to have him set up in this deck because you don't have a Patricidal Fury charge to throw out or something. So that's worth considering. Also worth noting, for Patricidal Fury, you can't play Patricidal Fury Iced. You just have to use his Bloodthirst to play with 3 leader charges. Bit weird, but you can do that. I've seen it. And I do like the second greatsword. I think it's good here. As far as everything else, War of Clans is just a good card. You're bringing back... You always have at least the option of bringing back an 8 off of Invader. It's a 10 for 4, that's good. Or 10 for 6, I mean, that's pretty good. Depending on how many boosts you get from Drag. It's a little unfortunate that you can't Purify. Take a look here. The only Purify in Skellige. The only Purify is a gold. It does not have a bronze like several of the other factions do. Actually, is it the only faction without a bronze Purify? Scoia'tael has one. Monsters does not. Monsters does, has Navigator. Northern Realms does, has Secret Service. Nilfgaard is Diviner. And Syndicate has the one that gives you coins back. Yeah, so Skellige is the only faction with a bronze Purify. Who knew it? Who knew? Because I didn't know that. But yeah, I was going to say, that's annoying because you can't actually run a Purify in this deck. Other than Gramus, which is a 6. And we're not going to run that because he's a gold. Weird. Why is Skellige the only one without a bronze Purify? It's like a trivia question. I should write that down. But yeah, overall, I do like this deck. I like it much better than Raid Warriors. We only ever played Raid Warriors the day it was released, and then everyone was playing it. And then when people really start asking. But I like this better. I do like the tempo of the Blaze of Glory. It gives you something really powerful to hold on to or keep, right? So, in particular, round 2, this kind of applies to Syndicate with a huge coin stack, right? You know they have the potential for a massive slam of points, so you can't play too slow behind them, right? So, for example, like if Syndicate's pushing you and they have a 9-coin bank, you can't just sit there and play low power cards because they could just spend the 9 coins and then throw a huge tempo swing. It's kind of like that here, where we could just hold on to the leader until round 3 and make them overcommit, or you can just slam it when they're falling behind and 2-0. So they have to respect it, which is what gives round control in this deck so much power, is they have to respect the Blaze of Glory, and you can make them misplay. You can make extra value just from having them play around it, which is good. But overall, do like this deck. Those are the changes I would say, like Skjortel. You can swap out Jenga, swap out one War of Clans as well if you want to for the Skjortel edition. You can also run a Herksha. If you cut like Jenga and a War of Clans, you can run like a Herksha and bump one of these up to a 5. I found Herksha doesn't have the best synergy with the deck. Yes, she works great with Alula, but Alula works good in this deck without her. Like, she doesn't need the Herksha, but Herksha needs her, if you know what I mean. So it's harder to line that 2-card up combo up, whereas in some other decks, I think they work better together. But that's just my thoughts. Hope you guys had fun watching, and we will see you next time.